All right, back on the Put On Waivers podcast, James Amato and Dwayne Douglas here. A little technical difficulties, but we kind of fight through it a little bit. James, I know you're a big jersey guy. Did you see these jerseys here? The Marlins, I guess, City Connect jerseys.
I saw when Chris Kramer posted it on Twitter, but I didn't get a chance to look at them. I know it's Cuban heritage, so
Yeah.
it looks like the Cuban baseball jerseys. They did this in Boston for Patriots Day, where they had marathon themed uniforms. So the uniforms were the colors of the Boston Marathon, and they seem to have been a big hit up in Boston. So yeah, it's a cool concept for the Marlins, and it's the whole NBA City Edition that Nike does now bringing it over to Major League Baseball. I think there's like 3 more teams that are gonna do it too. So each month during the season, they're going to release a new jersey for one of the teams.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like the little red in there. I'm not really a fan of the Marlins jersey as it is, so I do like that setup they have going on there now. The Angels, what do you do? It's just so difficult to kind of get a gauge on what this organization should do.
I don't know. Like, it's for some reason they just don't seem to want to attract pitchers to that organization.
Yeah.
I know Garrett Cole grew up a Yankee fan, but I thought California was the perfect fit. I would have loved to have seen that happen. He definitely would have changed that organization, but yeah, they just seem snake bit. They're trending now to not make the playoffs again, which is a shame, to take Mike Trout out of the postseason and national TV coverage.
Yeah, I mean, 5 games under right now, 17 and 22. It's not going to get it done. It's just not going to get it done as far as that goes. I just don't know what to really say about it. I know some people DM me about the whole A's going to Vegas thing, and a lot of A's fans aren't happy. But I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, that was the plan all along. They just wanted Mark Davis to do it first to see how it would go. He was the guinea pig.
Yeah.
And so was the Vegas Knights. So as far as that goes, I mean the Vegas Golden Knights. So whatever as far as that goes, you have to worry about that. They will be there for now, and they'll be. I mean, there is defecation in the dugout at times in Oakland. Like, what do you want? What do you want?
It's just not a good stadium.
It's not a good stadium. Great. I mean, I have no problem with the city, but the city doesn't want to pony up for it. So what are you going to do as far as that goes? Any big? I know we're getting back. People are getting back into theaters. People are watching some stuff now. Before we hit some of these questions? Any Marvel news recently?
Well, they did announce that Loki has been moved up a couple of days to June 9th, and that will debut every Wednesday as opposed to every Friday. So that was a big news today. Looking forward.
Any reason why we jumped from Wednesday to?
No, they didn't say. They just decided that they want to do it on Wednesdays, instead of Fridays. So good for them. Go against the grid. Everyone releases their new shows on Friday, so Disney's going to get out there and say, hey, we're going to do it on we're going to do it on Wednesdays. So I'm excited for that. And we have Black Widow coming out July 9th. I'm still undecided if I want to go see it in the theater, or if I want to pay the extra for Disney Plus to see it. If I go to the theater, I'll end up spending about $29 anyway. So it's one way or another, I'm going to spend the $29. And by then it should be open and much more going on around town, hopefully. So, but yeah, one way or another, I'm excited for Black Widow.
Yeah, I did go to a part of California where the past weekend where I went to Starbucks and there was a sign that said masks were optional. I haven't seen that anywhere else before. So that was kind of interesting as well.
Yes, I worked out at the gym yesterday, did cardio for the first time without a mask. Yeah. So yeah, that was nice.
We'll see what happens there as far as that goes. Batman I heard the new Batman is they're really pushing for an R rating on this new Batman. Is that just are they trying to just go as kind of? I mean, DC's always been a little darker than Marvel
DC's
anyway.
always been darker. I think DC is going to go for the more adult audience, and that's how they're pushing that. It's tough living up to the Batman trilogy we just had a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they really dropped the ball with the whole Justice League and Batman versus Superman. So they you know just not a good time for them. But yeah, I mean, if that's going to bring in the audience to them, then more power to them. I think everything is going to really, for DC, I think their big opportunity to really get back in the game. I don't think they'll ever win the game, but this James Gunn Suicide Squad is supposed to
Yeah.
be really good. I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
No Will Smith, Idris Elba, right?
Correct.
Yes, yeah, yes. I did see that. So yeah, I mean to be I think John Cena's in it as well.
And Cena, Sylvester Stallone, Margot Robbie. So
she's
yeah.
great.
Oh, she's amazing.
And
Anything she
that
does.
she's in that role like she's like I mean I couldn't even imagine anybody doing. I mean when somebody says I can't imagine anybody else doing it, then you know how good she is in that role. She's great.
She's really good in that role. Yes.
Yeah, she's really good. No question about it. I did watch I kind of fell asleep, but it was good. I guess one of the guys who covered the Son of Sam murders has a documentary
Yes, that
out.
documentary is so good.
You've seen it, the whole thing.
I've seen it. I lived it. Growing up in Norwalk, Connecticut, 35 miles from New York City. I remember that summer. That was the summer of '77, the summer of the blackout, the summer of Reggie Jackson and Billy Martin. And Son of Scam was scary because even living in Connecticut, it was scary. It dominated the newspapers. And the first episode really, I knew everything that happened in the first episode.
Yeah.
So I was like, this isn't going to be that good. But then when they got to the second episode, and I mean, they basically proved that there was, it wasn't just David Berkowitz. And it just really, that second and third episode are amazing. The fourth episode is kind of, a little all over the place, but the second and third are, with everything they're tying together. And, when they're showing videos of him on the old Geraldo Rivera show and not Maury Povich, Morton Downey Jr. I remember seeing this guy on TV back in the late 80s and early 90s talking about this. So it's a really good doc, especially the second and third. And
okay.
I don't want to spoil anything, but just watch it. It just kicks in.
Yeah. And I was reminding my friend of mine about the Spike Lee movie, Son of Sam, which was, I mean, Adrian Brody and John Leguizamo in that movie. And I forgot her name, the lead actress in that movie. I forgot her name, but she was great in that movie too. It was really good performance by everybody in that film. Some questions from the text line. I know it's a baseball show, but who you got in the Lakers Warriors 1-game playoff? I gotta go Lakers.
They should win.
Yeah, and the thing about that game is what's so funny is that when you miss a layup against the Warriors, what happens is Draymond Green gets the rebound, takes like 5 dribbles, penetrates, and kicks it out to Steph Curry, who is just, he's hitting threes from the logo. Like it's not even like it's like a free throw for him. It's unbelievable. He is the best shooter I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he's just phenomenal. I kind of like that he's had this kind of resurgence here because I think people forgot about how good Steph Curry has been.
Yeah, especially after sitting out all of last season. I mean, he's, he could be the comeback player of the year and the MVP.
At the same time. Yeah, exactly. If it's close down the stretch, the Lakers are going to be in trouble because he can make shots from anywhere, and he never misses a free throw. Twins fan. I'm a Twins fan. Are they done? Yes, they're done. They're done. I mean, I'm sorry. I think the window is closed. I think they should be looking for to get rid of some pieces. There could be an American League team that might want to get Cruz. He could probably definitely help a team. He's a dynamic offensive player, a good DH. You can't really National League. I can't see him even going anywhere like that because there's nowhere in the field for him to play. As far as that goes,
No.
I think we agree on the Twins, right?
Yeah. Twins are done.
Where do you see the Blue Jays landing? No pun intended. No, I didn't even get the pun until you actually said that. I didn't get that from the 718 out there. And it's 718 New York, right? And the New York Blue Jay fan, all right, must have moved from Toronto probably.
Yeah.
Listen, I think
or he was a kid in the, he was 10 years old in 1992.
Yes, Jesse Barfield.
Yeah.
I like the team a lot. I think Ryu is a underrated starter, a number one starter. I think they have a line. Bichette has been. I love watching him hit. He just like his dad. He swings from the shoestrings all the way, way up, and he just does all those. I mean, they have a lot of dynamic players on that team. Be interested to see how it all pans out as far as down the stretch here. Are they going to do what it takes? The Red Sox, and if the Red Sox are in it, the Red Sox, the Yankees, and the Rays they're not going anywhere. I mean, the Rays will make some minor trade where some guy comes over and gives them, and closes every game with a 0 ERA. That's kind of the silly things that happen when we deal with the Rays, right? The Yankees will spend every penny to try to do whatever they have to do to make the playoffs. And the Red Sox are supposed to be in they're actually taking loans out from Wells Fargo because they're so broke. But I think they'll find a way to get some cash if they're able to be in this race. But the Blue Jays are right there.
I think the Blue Jays are in the wild card race. And apparently they've said that they will make a trade if they need to.
They have to. You have to now.
They want to be a part of this. So more power to them. So
you have to.
I think they'll be definitely a wild card contender.
Dude, talk about the Twins being dumb. You see the Twins White Sox score right now?
It's like 11-0.
10-1. Jeez, dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, the White Sox are not. If they can stay healthy, my God, dude, American League. I'm telling you, American League. Watch out. The Indians fan from 808 looks. How can the Indians get more revenue? I don't know. I'm not a banker, but I mean they are not a team. They trade away anybody who's going to get big money. So they're really a small market team. I know that's it's kind of weird because I feel like they've given that city a little bit more, with the exception of LeBron giving him a championship. They've given more thrills than in recent years than the Browns. The Browns had one.
Yeah, probably the last 25 years. Go back to 95.
They got Frank Cohn. I mean, Frank Cohn is going to be the guy who's going to be doing mixing and matching now. He's not going to have the mega team to kind of do what he wants to do here. They need that kind of squad.
It is amazing though, because I mean, for the longest time when that stadium first opened, I think 11 years they sold out every game.
Yeah.
From 95 to maybe 8 years that they sold out every game.
But they're broke.
They've had winning seasons. They've gone deep in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
To pack stadiums. So
7-game World Series.
Yeah, twice.
It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't that long ago they faced the Cubs in the World Series.
No, 5 years. 5 years ago.
It really wasn't. It's amazing how, boy, I tell you, if you had to ever show the books, can you imagine? They never have to show the books.
Some owner of a baseball team better hope he never gets caught cheating on his wife and they make him open up the books,
Yeah, seriously.
Which to this day is, when the Dodgers got in with all that craziness with that divorce. I think that's one of the reasons too why Major League Baseball forced them to sell, because she was going after his money. And if they opened up those books, it would have been, it'd be crazy for any Yeah, I think any sports owner, any sports league, if books were ever truly opened up.
Oh my God. Can you imagine the litigation from the players?
Oh
Imagine
yeah.
litigation from the players. Last thing, the Cubs are at 500. The Reds are at 500. The Brewers have been up and down. Do you feel like I know you didn't love the Cardinals going into the year? Do you feel like the Cardinals are the cream of the crop in the NL Central, or do you feel like it's just they can still be had?
I think they can still be had. It's just a matter of who does it.
Yeah,
I think there's a little bit too much behind the scenes in Chicago right now with the
yeah,
do they don't they trade Chris Bryant. And what do they do with Rizzo on top of that? So I think the behind the scenes stuff is impacting them. But they can make a run for it. Like if they ever pull it together, I think they can make a run for that division. Yeah, I mean, you got to like the Cardinals right now, but I don't think they're going to run away with that division. One of those teams has to get hot. They just have to get hot.
yeah. Should be interesting to see what happens there. Put On Waivers podcast, MLB show. James Amato, Dwayne, and Douglas. James, anything imparting you have for the listeners out there?
No, just other than check out the Son of Sam documentary on Netflix. It's really good. I saw the Michael Jordan thing you sent me today.
Listen,
from
let me tell you
Saturday Night
something.
Live.
Yeah, as a sports fans like Michael Keegan, and I think what you saw in this episode of Saturday Night Live was Key and Peele. They were really talented writers, comedic writers. So you have that
Yes.
along with Colin Yost and Michael Che, who are like the lead writers out there, and you have a bunch of great writers together in the same room, and they came up with some good stuff this weekend.
Probably the best show since Eddie Murphy hosted.
Yeah, and I think he made, and he's funny. He was very confident about that too. He said that it's gonna be the best, funniest show in about 15, 20 years. And they did. I mean, just the Michael Jordan documentary, Last Dance skit spoof was pretty funny. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Yes. And the whole putting his face on Jordan's was pretty good. Yeah. And I know it's a baseball show, but I gotta stop following Vanessa Bryant because I just feel like I want to cry every time I see the lady speak. But I just thought she did a great job. Her daughter is beautiful. She's tall as hell. She's so tall. There was a picture of her with Russell Wilson and Sierra, and she's taller than both of them. But like with that family, presenting the whole thing with Jordan and everything. His orange jacket, I guess, for the Hall of Fame. I'm actually going to be going to the East Coast. And I'm going to make I'll go up in Windsor, Connecticut. So I'm definitely going to go check out the exhibit they have for Kobe.
And the National, Basketball Hall of Fame. I think they get their Hall of Fame induction right every year.
Yeah.
I think they do. I think they do it just right.
Even with Ori, do you believe so? Even with Ori.
Yes.
Okay. I know some people don't like some people don't like Ori, so I'm just
I know. It's been a lot.
They feel like they feel like he's a really good player, but is he a Hall of Famer? So I think that's.
Well, don't forget we measure everything in sports with rings, and he's got a ton of them.
And then everybody gets mad when everybody gets mad as far as that goes. Yeah. I just want to give baseball fans a series to watch this week that doesn't include your favorite team. So the series to watch this week, bam. The series to watch this weekend. This is the first time in the 2021 season that the Giants play the Dodgers. So that should be Friday night. Friday night is the series to watch, and I will definitely be talking about that come Monday next week. But that's gonna be a true test for the Giants here because that's the team you're really, really chasing. I mean, they've done a good job against the Padres. The Giants, I think they're one game over. So as long as they feel like they can beat the bad teams like the Pittsburghs and the Cincinnati Reds, if they can just play
that's all you got to do.
Yeah, you play 500 against the Giants.
Those teams.
Yeah, if you play 500 against the Giants and against the Dodgers and Padres, you should be good to go. All right, James, thank you for joining us here again, man. Do you take care? Take care of yourself.
Have a good week.
We'll talk to you next time.
Later.